Joining us now is one of the nation's most successful college football coaches in Lincoln Riley of my USC Trojans. Lincoln is his third season. His record is 21-8. How's the ride in your third season been thus far?
It's been good so far, man. It's first good to see you, Keyshawn. Good to see
Yeah,
you,
oh yeah,
fellow
coach.
Trojan. Yeah, it's been fun so far. The guys have done a great job. Had some two big opening wins. Been fun to see. It's kind of just the vibe and culture of this team grow. You know, you've been in a lot of locker rooms, and you can tell when a group is starting to really come together. And there's some really positive signs early, and we know we've got a lot of big battles ahead. And but excited about the start and certainly the way that the guys have played early in the season.
Let's rewind before we move forward. The LSU victory in Vegas, how sweet was that?
It was a fun one. It was. It was a great atmosphere in that stadium. Obviously, a tremendous venue. I saw after it's the most attended event in that stadium's history, and they've hosted the Super Bowl and some other pretty big things. So you could feel there was a big moment, a big opportunity for us against a really good program and a really good team. And I was proud of how our guys rose up, man. We battled. We didn't play perfect all the time, but we really battled. We played very physical. We made key stops when we needed to defensively. We got some key scores there at the end offensively, and found a way to win it. And those are, those non-conference, big games like that, those big opportunities. You don't always get a ton of those. And so, we had it was pretty cool. We had the day to ourselves. A Sunday game. No other NFL, no NFL games going on, no other college games. So to put the USC brand and our team kind of on display and go handle it well was a great moment for our program.
Now that you beat LSU, then you move forward, took care of Utah State. No disrespect to them, but it's not worth even having that conversation with me. Now you look ahead and you're going into Ann Arbor next week. This week you're off the bye week. The guys are going to practice all week long. You'll give them a couple days off. What's that preparation like to go into the big house and have a week off prior to that?
Well, it comes at a good time for us. You get those first couple games under your belt. And I think first you're looking at the things that we just have to be better at regardless of the opponent. And now that you've got two games under your belt, two games that played out differently, we got a chance to play a bunch of young guys last week against Utah State, which was a great thing as well. We've got a laundry list of things that we need to get better at just going into Big Ten play and going into this next phase of the season. So that's been the first thing we've tried to attack. And then, yeah, obviously it's great to get a little bit of a leg up on Michigan, get a chance to work those guys a little bit more. It's a tremendous football team. Obviously, they've had a great run here the last several years. There's a lot of talent on that football team, and we know, it's going to be another big opportunity. It's a Big Ten opener. They've got maybe the two most iconic brands there in the Big Ten. Playing right here to start this thing out, and we're excited about the opportunity. We know we're going to go play well. It's going to be a great venue, a tough road test, but that's, great programs and great teams relish being on the road and a chance to win these games because this is where you separate yourself.
Now you mentioned, Big Ten conference a couple times. Obviously, the first 2 years at USC, you were in the Pac-12 conference. Now you jump over into the Big Ten conference. How different is it from a personnel standpoint from the Pac-12 and the way things were the last couple years to where now okay, this is the Big Ten. They're going to try to run the ball. We're going to be eventually playing in bad weather, all of those sort of things. How's the personnel different from Pac-12 to Big Ten?
Yeah, there's definitely some differences. I mean, you see teams play, a little bit heavier. You see, a few more tight ends certainly in the game, and you see some bigger packages defensively. So, yeah, there's definitely some differences. Now, there's still a lot of what I would kind of term pretty wide open teams in this league too. So it's a good healthy mix. But yeah, I would say there's definitely more variety week to week in this league, both the personnel and, as you said, the different venues, the weather, all the different things that we're going to get ourselves into. So we've tried to prep ourselves with making adjustments to our roster, with the development of our guys, who we're bringing in. Obviously, a lot's been made about the weight that we put on, just basically our roster as a whole. So feel like we've taken some good steps to get ready, but obviously, here comes the first challenge, and we feel like we've done a good job of preparing.
How has what has Coach Lynn brought to the table on the defensive side of the ball for you guys?
He's done a great job. I'll give a lot of credit to him and really the entire defensive staff. I mean, I think we knew we hired a lot of individual coaches that were really good and had great resumes and we thought fit the bill. But I've been most impressed of how like that group has come together, both just the coaching staff to work as one unit and then our defense as a whole. I think he's done a good job of instilling confidence and buy-in with our group. I think he's got a really direct, clear message of how we want to play defensively. I think our guys go out there with a very clear mind and are very confident. And then I think there's an edge about this group, which all great defenses have.
So I don't know if you have a lucky rabbit's foot in your back pocket, or you're just a quarterback whisperer, or you just know what the hell you're doing. I have no idea, but I can surely say this. Well, I can surely say this though, Lincoln. Just starting with Kyler Murray. Start with Baker Mayfield, then move to Kyler Murray, then get Jalen Hurts, and then get Caleb Williams. And then all of a sudden now there's Miller Moss that falls out of the sky. I don't know how you do it, but where does Miller Moss fall in? And it's early, 5 games in, couple last year, couple this year, since he's been at USC. But where does he fall in, and where will he fall in the mix of those other quarterbacks when he's done, you think?
Well, yeah, a lot of that is yet to be determined. I mean, he's done a great job early on here in his career. There's no question. He's he's really smart. He is one of the smartest ones, and maybe the smartest one that I've had, which is saying something because those other guys really understood the game too. But he's got a great mind for it. He's had a kind of a cool story. Obviously, it's been well documented in terms of dreamed of being a USC Trojan. Stayed here when he didn't have to. Obviously, really put the program, and I think both the program and his dreams of not just playing quarterback this level, but doing it at this school. He put that front and center. And I think that's earned him the respect of our team, the locker room, really the entire program. And has I think been one of many catalysts for us, both the end of last year and the Holiday Bowl win against Louisville, and then here to start the season. So he's got a long ways to go, but he's done a great job leading us. He's done a great job just playing his own game. He's a very steady, very cerebral player, and that goes a long way at that position.
Last quarterback you had, and Caleb Williams had his NFL debut last Sunday, and he got the victory. How did you think he played?
I honestly haven't got to sit down and watch it. I really want to I told him after the game, I want to try to sit down and watch it at some point here during the bye week and get a little bit better eye. I saw some of the highlights. I know it was a little bit of a tough outing in some ways, but that's that league, and it as good as anybody, right? And I think for him, there's no doubt he's going to make some great plays. And I know he made some really important plays at the end of that game for them to win it. He's going to definitely get better, certainly as it goes on, as he learns his team, as he learns the league, as he sees how people are going to defend them, which, the preseason's one thing, but, if everybody saves quite a bit, then the regular season's obviously much different. But I think he's going to continue to adapt and get better. But he made some winning plays in that game that were really important. And I know he's a confident kid that's going to go back to work and correct the mistakes, and he's just going to get better and better.
When you look at where you're at right now and where things, your first year, we were right on the outside of the Final Four. Caleb gets a little banged up. We're in Vegas, we lose to Utah. Then last year, things just didn't go the way we anticipated them to go. And this year, we're off to a fast start. Do you feel at all like, as a coach, the stress, the pressure to compete at a high level and try and bring the national championship home to USC this year?
I feel a responsibility to the team first, the people in the program, and then the people that have been in this program before us and helped build it. That's kind of where my thoughts lie. I know we came here to bring this back. I mean, we came. You look at virtually every staff member at this place, didn't necessarily need this job. We came here because we believed in this place. We believed in, what you all built it to be, going back generations, and we believed in what it can be, right now. We knew it needed a lot of work too. I mean, it was it was way, way, way behind in so many areas. And so we knew it was going to be a little bit of an undertaking as well. So it's been fun to see the progress of it, on the field, the recruiting off the field. We're building the brand new facility right now, which we can't wait. I can't wait for you to be able to come see it. And so, yeah, it's been a grind. We've worked hard to position ourselves to really, I think, be able to accelerate as a program. And I think we're absolutely right where we want to be, and obviously off to a great start this year.
Do you, and I know you dabble in the portal here and there a little bit, try to fill some voids, some players. Do you like the portal though? Overall, do you like it?
I got mixed feelings on it. It's part of the rules right now, and we're going to use anything within the rules we can to make this program better. I think there's some instances where it's been really positive for a lot of people, programs, players, coaches, everybody, me included. There's also some major negatives to it as well for all of those involved, and we're in a little bit of a philosophical shift where we're trying to move a little bit further and further away from it. We felt like in the early years here, this place we had to shock the system a little bit. I mean, we had to get a lot of people out and a lot of people in, and that was the only way, in my opinion, to get competitive early. But as we kind of get here into maybe quote unquote phase 2 of this rebuild, we're certainly trying to err more on the side of bringing in high school players, developing those guys, and then using the portal just on a kind of a need basis. And I think each year we've used it a little bit less, and I think that'll continue. And we want to continue to develop the young part of this program. And you're seeing that a little bit more with this team, at least early on in the years. We actually have, a couple of young classes now under our belt. And those guys are getting better and better. And that's really helped our team out. And it's going to be a big part of our program going forward.
Is there anybody in particular on the offensive side of the ball that you, in the first 2 weeks, feel like, damn, I need to get him the football a little bit more. I need to try to figure out how to utilize him a little bit more?
We're fortunate. We have some really good weapons. So, I mean, I feel that about a lot of people. I mean, and some of it's, a lot of those starters have really just played a game and a half. And so, but that's kind of the nature of it. And, playing the position, especially playing, wide out. We have some really talented wide outs in our room, a great group. That's always going to it's always going to go in phases, right? You're always going to have some games where there's, 2 or 3 or 4 targets. And then all of a sudden you have that game where there's 12 targets and you got 10 catches and, heavily involved. And that's just the way that these things unfold. But we got a lot of talented guys in that room. I think a lot of guys that are going to make a lot of big plays for us this year. And it's fun to, as a coach, you're worried about, all right, how do we keep all these guys involved versus, man, I don't know if we have enough guys that I even want to get involved. So I'll definitely take that problem.
Well, thanks a lot, Lincoln, for joining the show, man. I really appreciate it, and good luck the rest of the week in practice, and then fly to Michigan. I'm contemplating coming.
Come on.
I'm about 75% in right now.
Love it.
Let's see it. If I don't make it, I certainly will be watching it on TV and just bring home the W.
Yeah, we'll do, Keyshawn. Appreciate you. Fight on.
All right. Thanks a lot. Fight on.
We absolutely hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more from us, hit that subscribe button for all videos, full episodes, and exclusive content from the show. And don't forget to find All Facts, No Breaks on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.